Hotepu. Today we discuss ancient Egyptian astrology. And the first thing to make clear is that to the ancient Kamau, the blacks of Egypt, the science of the Zodiac was a religion. It was a religious quest. How do we know? Well, the temples were aligned to stars. They had temple observatories watching planets. The Temple of Dendera, underline the word temple, which means a place of worship, housed on one of its ceilings the actual zodiac wheel of Dendera. So, what is now devolved into entertainment purposes or recreation or what is your sun sign was once a high initiatic religion. And the modern use of astrology is truly a dumbing down of a most powerful and profound sacred science. And we, gay men here at the Golden Beetle tradition, are resurrecting the true religious context of the zodiac, of shamanic astronomy. Now, as I've mentioned before in my podcasts, the Dogon, who were the high initiates of the Temple of Amun, moved west during the invasion times of the terrorists in order to preserve the secrets of the temples of Amun, went to Mali, became very reclusive, and preserved the teachings of the god Amma, same as Amun, very self-similar words. And the Dogon teach that the greatest astrologers were gay, what they call gatekeepers. There are articles online about this by an African priest named Malidoma Somé. Please refer to those to get more information, or look at our YouTube videos for more information on that as well. What I'm saying is that the gay people of Africa had a primary function of being gatekeepers or shamans. The gates refer to the stars. They were and are the premier astrologers of the world. And we're going to prove it again as we begin to release the resurrection of the true Egyptian astrology traditions. This wheel here shows you the zodiac of Dendera whittled down to its most core, bare naked architecture. The yellow circle, they've changed a bit. This yellow part, they've changed, but the purple and the pink parts are still accurate to Egypt. In order to understand the religious aspect of Egyptian astrology, we must think in threes. Threes. First of all, the zodiac sits upon a piece of paper, so to speak. This white background or a blank page, that's the background behind all material manifestation. The static background, what we call Amenta or infinity, possibility land. And within that background, on that blank page, so to speak, things became visible, forms took shape. So we have here the background as the zero factor, meaning the background of possibilities within which all things can rise forth. What the Egyptians called the rising of the first mound from the waters of creation. These waters would be the background page. And the other two aspects of the three would be going from slice number 12 to 11 to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 down to 1, a countdown sequence, which we call the involutionary sequence. Involute means to become involved. It clocks how the infinite and divine became involved in matter, how the divine became incarnate, how heaven became earth. We call this involutionary sequence the contemplative sequence. It has one function: to enlighten the human mind. I repeat, its function is to get your head together. These are 12 seed thoughts, contemplations, meditations, ideas, what we call 12 words or 12 ideas, that the initiate must seed in himself in order to get his thinking in divine order, to bring proper patterns to his thinking. It is a mental template. From 1 in ascending sequence, so from 1 to 2 to 3, 4, 5, 6, ending at 12, is called the evolutionary sequence. Evolving you. This sequence is not about the mind or thinking so much, rather more about action. It is the step-by-step initiation trials that the initiate must undertake in order to activate his divinity, in order to take action to becoming enlightened. So, from 12 to 1, the evolutionary sequence is for mental enlightenment. It's to develop the mind into a level of high philosophy, genius, and theology. From 1 to 12, the evolutionary sequence is about actions. 1 is for the mind, 1 is for the body. 12 to 1 is for mental development. 1 to 12 is using your body and your physical actions to become enlightened. So, let's take a quick glance at each sequence and how it was taught. The first in the mental development sequence, because clearly the Kamal, the blacks of Egypt, were very intelligent. They built pyramids and had math and science and medicine and devised the first cultures. So they were clearly very smart people. They became smart by studying this sequence from 12 to 1 in their temples. So slice number 12. Each of these slices has a god that owns it, and the word Neteru, which means God, actually means law, talent, or genius, or decree. So when I say a god, I'm talking about the law of your subconscious, how your psyche works. There are rules to the subconscious, to your emotions, to your moods, to your states of mind. Things can trigger them and quiet them. So, each of these are laws you have to put into your mind, or God forms. So the fish of number 12 of Pisces. The 2 fish live in the waters of Pisces. This 12th slice is the mystery of infinity. There are 2 kinds of infinity, thus 2 kinds of fish shown here. One fish is the fish of the infinitely big, what we call boundless infinity. The second fish is the fish of bound infinity, infinitely small. So infinity goes out forever and can zoom in forever. This is very fractal. And the human has to learn that you have to be able to manage both directions of infinity. But by going within, meaning meditation, contemplation, self-reflection, going more and more deeply within, you're going to tap the infinity within you, within your life, within your sphere of being. And eventually, you will actually be able to understand the infinitely big. This is how the Dogon, for example, were able to understand an invisible star not discovered by Western scientists until the 1900s, 1950, 60 in that ballpark, that there is a companion star to Sirius called Sirius B. And these blacks of the Dogon actually knew its trajectory, knew its orbital period. They knew that it was a neutron star. It was very heavy. How do they know this? It wasn't aliens. They went into deep meditative states of mind and saw external infinity from within. That whole alien BS is an insult to cultures that are masters at inner space, at meditation. If you are a master at contemplation, then you can delve into any part of the universe because it's all connected. It's all connected. The other part of the 12th slice is that at the deepest level of energy matter, you're going to find that it doesn't move. It's like space. It's very quiet and still. So the deepest level of your energy matter is quiescent. It's homogeneous and homeostatic. What does this mean in English? It means at the origin of your being is a level of energy that has no motion, therefore has no emotion. You come from peace. Your origin is calm, peace. So whenever life brings you a trial, your original reaction should be, your first reaction should be peacefulness, calm. Just stay calm. And when you stay calm, you enter the zone of infinity, what we call the zone, like in sports or the arts. You enter the zone, this place of magical ability and infinite possibilities. So the initiate would study bound and boundless infinity. They would study peacefulness as my first reaction to trials or stress. And then take that into the next lesson of slice 11, which is Hapi, the Nile god of Aquarius. This slice says, now that you are peaceful, that peace must be brought into application for the group. So the Aquarian slice deals with, how do I become enlightened and bring that enlightenment and peace to the group, to the village, to the nation. And it's the study of becoming an androgen, because Hapi is a male with breasts and pregnant belly. He's androgynous. And that's symbolic of becoming fully awakened in both your yin and yang aspects. They become one. Your electromagnetic side, all awaken into full function. You have 9 spirit bodies. And if you awaken these 9 spirit bodies, you become fully magnetic, fully electric, fully yin, fully yang. And each faculty in you, each of these slices in you of this wheel, are at full throttle, where you become powerful spiritually, intellectually, psychically, and ethically. Let's jump to the evolutionary sequence. The first would be the ram, which is your body, the god Geb in our system. This is the sequence of action. The first test of the student is, can you become master of your health? Here you must be tested on your diet, exercise, how to take care of your body, how to make sure that you rest well, the laws of health, the laws of sleep, the laws of nutrition, the laws of exercise. The god Geb tests you. And how to look your best. He's the god of your physical appearance. How to look your best for your height, your proportions, how to wear the colors that suit you, and to learn the power of appearance. Once you're now physically healthy and strong, you then can engage the second trial, which is the bull of Taurus. The trial of joy and pleasure, which is a very dangerous world pleasure. It's the place of material pleasure. Here, because you're healthy, you're strong enough to get material things, houses, cars, etc. But you learn how to do that in a way that does not harm you, that does not harm your spirituality, your ethics, and your integrity. So we see the Zodiac here already revolutionizing how we see things from an Egyptian point of view. Our Zodiac is an initiation mandala, a map, a blueprint of how to become mentally enlightened from 12 to 1 and to become physically enlightened from 1 to 12. Stay tuned for more of our podcasts on ancient Egyptian astrology from the gatekeepers angle and how to resurrect yourself in divine order using this mandala, this new world tree that the Olmec Mayan calendar said will now come back and bloom across the world. Be well, Dwawend Hotepu.